Hey guys, this is Dave from SEGA Saturn SHIRO, and I'm playing this game today, Nanatsu Kaze no Shima Monogatari. This is an action-adventure platformer that would stay only in Japan. Very Japanese, and also a very good game. Very artistic, although the year it was released, 1997, would see adventure games start to wane in the West, and we had a couple like Broken Sword. We had some games that would get enough press to make it onto console, but for the most part, adventure games were pretty much done at this point, and people were much more into like the Halos and that kind of thing. So it's no surprise that it didn't make it over to the West. However, it's a very interesting game, and while I do recommend that folks check it out and experience it, there is a language barrier, of course, and that's going to be one of those deterring factors. So I've decided to take you guys through this one chapter at a time, since this game is broken up into chapters. And we're just going to do it like that. Now, this was a group-developed effort by Givro, Crowd, Buddy Zoo, 2.5, and then Enix produced and brought it to the public. Givro, of course, were responsible for Wonder Project J on the Super Famicom. So if you're familiar with that game, this game will be a little familiar, at least aesthetically. So the whole game plays itself out in the form of this storybook here that we have. Nanatsu Kaze no Shima Monogatari, that roughly translates as Story of the Island of Seven Winds, or as Enix would transliterate it, it would be something like The Seven Blasts of Wind in Island Story. But that doesn't, that's not as euphonious, so of course we're just going to go with Story of the Island of Seven Winds. So this whole story takes place on this island, this kind of mysterious island. And you kind of have to uncover the location and story behind these seven winds. That sounds interesting to you, then keep watching and play along with us. If that's kind of not your jam, then, you know, catch me on the next video, or next series of videos, because I guess I'm going to be doing this for a little while. But yeah, you know, mostly the thing with this game is that you really have to know some Japanese. I would say you don't have to know, you know, you don't have to be able to comprehend Japanese, but you at least need to know like the katakana symbols so that you can basically follow along and type in the characters easily. I did kind of make like a cheat sheet for myself, since my Japanese is very rusty. I went in with oh, and there you could see wind rock, and you could see the seven blasts of wind, and then the different locales that you're going to have to visit in order to uncover those blasts of wind. But I went into the Saturn emulator and kind of took screenshots from the book so that I wouldn't have to do so much backtracking in this walkthrough. I'll show you guys how to do that later if you're interested, but in the meantime, you can just follow along with this walkthrough, and we'll see how it goes. So you can see the book's been damaged. It's missing pages. So your main role in this is basically to tell the story, or to get the to restore the, I guess, the telling of the story. And through your actions, you'll basically put the story back together. Because when you enter the game, it's just basically a fraction of the story, and as you accomplish tasks, it documents everything in the book. All right, so that looked like a black gust of wind, or a flock of birds or something like that. So here we have a dark spiked egg sits atop a rock floating in the sky, basically. Prologue, wind rock. Okay, so we can hit the B button here, and we can jump. All right, let's jump out of there. And here's our character. He's like a dragon man or something like that. And you can turn around in all directions. You can jump. You have an inventory here. So you've got item menus in your inventory. Okay, and then over here you've got your X, your Y, and your Z button also L and R, you can assign tools to, much like Zelda. Okay, so when you're going along in your adventure and you're collecting items, you can assign them to those tools. Now it looks like it's not going to let us jump off this rock. Let's pick up this feather here, shining in the wind. He picked up the feather and put it in his inventory. Okay, so if we can't get off this rock, let's figure out what we can do. Get into our inventory. Let's just select this first option. It's feather. So he held out the feather. Sounds are really important in this game as well. They'll give you clues. Oh! So this black flock of birds or gust of wind or whatever that was just knocked us off. Wow, we survived that. I don't know. And that looked like a seed, or like a flying seed or floating seed. Came down and... Okay. So I don't want to spoil or give too much away. I mean, a lot of this game is just about exploring and experiencing the island for yourself. But what I can tell you is you will notice right off the bat that you can't really... you can hold out the feather again, and it plays that little jingle, which I do think that is important and will be important for later, but doesn't do anything right now. And it doesn't look like we can interact with this rock in any way. So let's just go over here, check out the rest of this island here. All right, so over here we've got a like a crystal, I guess, but we can't interact with that either. Let's go back over to the middle here. Well, we have that seed, so I figure we should try to plant it. That didn't work. Let's try over here. Okay, so we were able to set it down. I think that there's a lot of trial and error here. You just got to try things. And don't be discouraged when something doesn't work the first time. Much like it is with many adventure games, sometimes you just have to get something just so. So like a big treehouse just sprouted out of the ground. That is bizarre. Let's go in. And this, I guess, is our treehouse. Over here, what do we have? Okay. Looks like we have like a bureau. Okay. There, it's a bureau. Okay, we can't get in there. I take it that we're supposed to put collectibles or something, like there's basically cards here. And I apologize if that's tripping out my capture card. It's these frames right here. This bureau scene is interlaced because they need a higher resolution in order to display the detail on this screen. So they went with an interlace mode here, and that's tripping out the XRGB capture. But still, you get the idea. There's the bureau. We're going to exit there. So we'll come back to that when we've collected some things. And we'll show you what to do. Now, over here, we've got a book. And this is the story of the Island of Seven Winds. Now, at the beginning here, all we have is the prologue. We can load that up. And there is our story about how we came to be and how we fell down on the island and got the seed, planted it, and that's as far as we've come. The second option here is a description of seemingly every character, every item, every plant, rock, bug on the island, starting with our own character. And I can tell you from my limited Japanese knowledge that the character to the top left there, that's dragon. And then the character right next to it that looks kind of like a little wishbone or whatever, that's person. So dragon person is what we are. But there's no name next to it yet because we haven't been given a name yet, or we haven't found out our name. So wait for that. We'll get to that. And we're going to exit out of that. And we're going to come over here. Okay. We can come over here and we can save our game in this armchair. So we'll select a new game. And there we've just saved it. Now down here you can copy a game or you can delete a game if you wanted to do that. I don't believe we can interact with... No. Okay, hold on a second. I don't believe we can interact with this stove in the middle. So let's talk to that face above the door. He's looking at us there. Name. What is my name? Or the faceplate above the door is asking you what his name is. He wants you to address him by his proper name. Okay. Now, we don't know his name, okay? Well, I do, but only because I've already played this part. But we, at this point, don't know his name, and we could guess at it, but we would be wrong. And that's what we'll do. I'm just going to put in a symbol and then hit end. And you'll see that gets us nowhere. Nope, that's not it. So we won't get any further with him. And here's the trick. You got to go to this book here. You got to select that character option that I was telling you about. Not character, sorry. Descriptions of, items and things and characters on the island. We're just going to thumb through here all the way to, you got 3 of 3, then it starts over. This is, and each one of these has a different heading on it. Let's see, Tobira, door faceplate is what that says right there. Now you probably wouldn't know that just by looking at it. I mean, I know Tobira is door, and then Tobira no, that other little symbol is face, and then there's the name right there, Tokabiora. If we actually select that, it'll show us the picture of him. And on the top left there, it says Tobira no door faceplate is what that says on the left. And then on the right at the top, it says Tokabiora. Okay, those are the symbols that you would need to enter for his proper name. So the game expects that anytime you interact with a character and they ask you to address them by their name, you would have to backtrack to the treehouse, look in the book, and find out what their name is, right? And then come back and enter it in. Not knowing Japanese, okay? So what I did was this. I basically loaded this game up in SSF, the Saturn emulator. And I took screenshots of every single page of this book so that while I'm playing, I don't have to backtrack to the house. All I have to do is just look in this book and say, okay, Tokabiora, okay? So that's what we're going to do right now. I just did that to show you what the game expects you to do, but that's not what we're going to do. We're going to come here, talk to the face. He's going to ask, what's my name? Those two top characters with the ellipsis is name. Sorry, buddy, but you got to call me by my name is basically what he's saying. Localization. That's my own localization. So here we go. To Ka. B. O. Ra. Tokabi Ora is his name. Let's hit end, and then you'll see he smiles. And he'll talk to us more. Name. What is your name? He wants to know our name now. And it offers it for us, thank God. Gapu is what that says. Ga, and then a little pause, and then pu. And that's how katakana, well, that's how Japanese works. Instead of an alphabet, it's kind of like a syllabary. And each character stands for a symbol. So that first symbol is ga. And then that middle symbol is a pause. And then that last third symbol is pu. So gapu is his name. And we'll just hit start to confirm. And he smiles again. Gapu. Gapu. So what we're going to do here is... Okay, we'll do something else. Sorry for the... that's my kid. Anyway, so right here would be our opportunity to change our name, to give ourselves our own name. But for the sake of comprehension, since this is in Japanese and because in the guide it is listed as Gapu, I'm just going to leave it as Gapu, okay? I feel like that's just going to make things simpler. So we're going to go down here, Gapu, end. All right, he smiles again. And he wants us to confirm one more time that... Yeah, so if you are comfortable with Japanese, it doesn't bother you, and you want to choose whatever name you want for yourself, that's fine. But just remember that you have to put in Gapu at least once. Yeah. Okay, so and there's that tune again. My headphones keep creeping down. So now we've unlocked the prologue, the full prologue to the story of the Island of Seven Winds. All right, prologue. We broke out of the egg. We got knocked off the rock, fell down to the island below, planted the seed, sprouted the treehouse, talked to Tokabiora, and now we are pondering our own existence, I guess, is what this is saying. We wonder how we got here, who we are, who our ancestors are, our family. And that is the end of the prologue. So let's get out of that. All right. So now we have a mission. We need to find out who we are. And by finding out who we are, we'll uncover more of the story and more of what we need to do as we go along. So let's exit. Oh. We heard a funny noise coming from outside, so we need to go investigate. Chapter 1, Saishiyo's friend. That is Saishiyo no Tomodachi, which is Saishiyo's friend. Chapter 1, Saishiyo's friend. Let's come here and just sit in the chair for a moment. Save our game. Hi. All right. So saving your game is pretty quick and painless. So better to do that than to lose our progress. So when we come out here, we see what made that noise. Holy moly. So there's this blue bunny creature who has the ability to chop down bushes, which might end up coming in handy if we can get him to, if we can befriend him. Okay. So we just talked to him and he just kind of ignored us and ran away. So I have a feeling he'll be hard to get. So let's just come over here. And there's frogs and bugs hopping around. Now here, who's this dude? Okay. So this map, this snake here is holding the map to the island and will show us, I guess, periodically where we're at on the island. Ah, there's the guy again. Okay. And he just chopped down that. He's sleeping. Yeah, he's sleeping. So in order to get him, we're gonna have to wake him up. All right, let's go back up. Wow. So we can't get past, it doesn't look like we can get past these like agave or whatever. So we're going to need that blue guy to help us out if we want to progress to certain areas of this game. So we come up here. I didn't mean to do that. Let's come up here and talk to this person or thing. Okay. I don't understand all of what they're asking. Nifu. Nifu. So I go to my guide and look for Nifu. The Nifu, I guess is what this thing is. All right, so we've got her on the the second page here. And she wants to know her name. It's Kusane Zumi. Kusane Zumi. So we'll enter that in. Let's see here. Kusa. Wait, where's Sa? Kusane Zumi. You enter that in. And she gives us this green horn here. Cool. So we got an item. Now we can come in and remember we can assign items to different buttons. So here it looks like we have an option. We can't click that menu. There's nothing there. Here in the middle here we have an option that we can click. So see, we can basically map that green horn to our Y button. All right, so let's go try to wake up that sleeping dude with the green horn. It worked. We woke him up. All right. So what's he got? He gives us a bug catcher. And he asks us to go get some bugs for him. Okay, so guy likes bugs. Let's hit this first button. Nothing there. So let's go down to Z. Oh, there's an option, so let's see what that does. Aha! So now we've mapped the bug catcher to our Z button. There's a lot of screen tearing going on with my game capture right now. It wasn't doing that before. I don't know why it's doing it now. Cool. We got, well, we could catch some more, but I'm going to go give him this one. All right, so we got to go into our inventory, and you see that menu was the one that we had the feather. The second one was seeds or plants, I think. Then this one is bug. That's the symbol for bugs. So we're going to go down to this one that we collected and give that to him. He takes it from us. And he likes it, so he's going to give us something. Oh, he gives us a blue horn. With this horn, I think we can summon our friend, the blue guy. All right, so let's go down here. You go to that Y button, and instead of the green horn, let's get the blue horn. All right, let's try summoning him over here. There he is. Cool. Kisu. What does that say? Kisu te? Kisue? I'm just going to press start. All right. Cool. Whenever you hear that, it means that we've unlocked something or that we've made some kind of progress in the game. So that's a good thing. But you can't fast forward it, so you're going to hear that a lot in this game. Pressing start, pressing all the other buttons, can't fast forward it. So all right, so he's our friend now, and that means that he's going to follow us around and we can kind of control him. And it'll be added to the book, which means we've closed the book on chapter 1. All right. We met Saishiyo. Let's see here. Wait, the little pink girl, Kusanazumi. She gave us the greenhorn. We woke up the guy. He gave us the bug catcher. We caught a bug. We caught the little ring-shaped bug and gave it to him, and he gave us the blue horn. We summoned the little blue rabbit dude, and that's the end of chapter 1. Alrighty. Now what? All right. Let's save here. We don't lose that progress. You got height, which is yes, and yet, which is no. So we're going to go height. We want to overwrite. And then I have no idea who that is. Oh, there's like a purple dinosaur here. And that's chapter 2. So we're going to leave it right here for now. And I'm going to do another video for chapter 2. So these don't run too long. And that way we can go step by step through this game together. Okay. So until the next video, this has been Dave from Sega Saturn SHIRO, reminding you all to play your Sega Saturns and go check out the podcast. That's segasaturnshiro.podiant.co. All right, until next time.